Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan and I am almost like done with my entire makeup, and I was like, shit, I didn't film like a get ready with me or anything, which I promised a lot of you guys that I would start doing a lot more like Q&As, like little bit of like personal sort of videos, something that takes a break from my original content, just as a break for me and a break for my viewers as well. So I did ask you guys to ask me a couple of questions on my community post, and a lot of you guys did leave me some questions there and also on my Instagram DMs, because a lot of people are not comfortable, like I don't know, about their comment being public, I guess. So yeah, I was trying out a couple of new makeup products. Anyways, as you guys can clearly see, I don't really have anything on my lips, and for that I wanted to show you guys something that I've been really loving. This one is from Staze. This is the Staze Lips Don't Lie 9:9 liquid lipsticks. But these liquid lipsticks also deserve equal amount of hype because they are so pigmented and so long wearing. So the shade right now I'm going to be applying is Wine and Dine, because I feel like it'll go very well with this look. I picked out a couple of shades, just one swipe pigment. I didn't even dip back the wand. This is certainly a very, very long wearing liquid lipstick I have tried out. I wore this the other day, like early on in the morning, and then had a couple of meals. I was out the entire day and I didn't find it to be like drying at all. And it was super long wearing, transfer proof, but non-drying. It didn't feel like it's sucking the moisture out of my lips, which I absolutely love. So I feel like 9 to 9, meaning you can wear it around the clock without worrying about your lips feeling dry, chapped and flaky. And I feel that is the issue a lot of us have with most liquid lipsticks. This is certainly not like that. And I really love the shade options that they have. They have a couple of deeper berry shades, they have some nude shades, reds, everything that you would like, pink shades and all of that. But I picked up like a different variation of shades just so that I can swatch it and see for myself how it looks. The lipstick has dried down completely on my lip and it's transfer proof, and I don't find the urge to lick my lips, to keep doing this each time, because it feels like pretty much nothing. It is that lightweight. I don't even feel like I'm wearing a lipstick on. And usually these kind of deeper shades would go on patchy, they feel heavy, waxy, drying, nothing of that sort. So I'm moving on to swatching the couple of other shades that I picked up, and then I will move on with the rest of the video. The next shade I have right here is called Nude Spice, which is a really nice pale nude shade. I mean, if you are on the lookout for a shade like this would be the absolute perfect one. When I first initially applied it, it looked a little bit too pale, but once it dries down, this is a very pinky nude shade for my skin tone. Of course, I can wear this only with a full face of makeup on, otherwise it would wash me out, but this would be a perfect nude shade for people with light and light medium skin tones for sure. It again is not patchy, it's a beautiful nude shade. The next shade we have is called Candy Crushed, which is a beautiful warm pink shade and so flattering on my skin tone. And I can definitely see myself reaching out for this even on my no makeup days. It's not something that would wash you out. It actually does make you look a lot more fresh and awake and a little bit like young, I feel. This is what the packaging of the lipstick bullet looks like, and what I really like about this is the wand. So it looks like your any other doe foot applicator, right? But it is a little bit bent like this, so it actually gives you that precision to apply and line your lips really well. And also it doesn't it picks up just the right amount of product. You don't really have to go back to dipping it multiple times, which I really like. And you can actually line your lips really nicely. The last shade is a little bit brighter than my usual liking. This is in the shade Bed of Roses. Like I mentioned, it's a very orange toned bright red. Again, not everybody's cup of tea, but if you are on the lookout for these very bright orange toned red shades, which I know a lot of people do like and are on a constant lookout for, you can try this particular shade because the formulation is really good. It doesn't go on patchy. Usually these bright reddish orange shades go on really patchy and neon looking on the lips, but this one is not like that. It wears really well, but it's again a very personal choice. So yeah, if you are looking for a long wearing, transfer proof, comfortable liquid lipstick that doesn't dry your lips out, that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable throughout the day and constantly need to moisturize your lips, constantly need to lick your lips, something that doesn't embarrass you in public when when you're eating something and that it just crumbles off and goes all over your chin, around your mouth, something that doesn't bleed and feather. Even without a lip liner, you can definitely try these liquid lipsticks out. So I'll make sure to link these products in the description box below, so definitely do check them out and make sure to shop those products with my coupon code right here, which I leave right here on the screen, and you would get additional discount on the Staze website. Let's get started with the video. I have my coffee right here, and we're going to be starting off with some really good questions. I would highly recommend you guys pick up something to drink or to eat and watch this video, because I feel bad just drinking this all by myself. Not really. This is not cold coffee. This is not cappuccino. This is filter coffee. I love filter coffee made at home, but I don't really like the filter coffee that's outside. For me, for some reason, that tastes really salty. I like to make it at home. The South Indian in me craves filter coffee. Just keep me awake throughout the day and night sometimes. And also, I started baking. I made my own banana bread, you guys. I made sure to make it with maida. No, I made sure to make it with wheat. Oh, maida. Wheat. Jaggery. Little bit, just for the sweetener, because I can't have non-sweet things. I have a thing for sweet. I have a sweet tooth. But a little bit of jaggery and very ripe bananas is the key to a good banana bread. So a lot of questions were about, where I am from and what I do, what is my qualification and all of that. So I am from Bangalore. I was born and raised in Bangalore, and I've lived here for too long. I'm feeling like I'm getting too comfortable living here, and I would like to get out of my comfort zone, maybe live somewhere else for a while and then come back here. I'm not sure, but I've always been like constantly thinking about it. And now that I have a child, yeah, that's also something that a lot of people are surprised, because I don't think a lot of you know much about me. So yeah, because I have a baby right now, I have to think about her future as well. So I just can't take any decision just like that and move anywhere. So that's one of the reasons I'm still here. We're planning out some things. I'm not sure if it works out or no, but right now we are here in Bangalore. And I completed my BE in electronics and communication about 10 years ago, I want to say. Yeah, 10 years ago. So and YouTube is not my full-time job. I run a business along with my husband. Although right now I can depend on this income solely and just like not to do anything else. I don't like to just rely on one source of income. I don't believe in putting all my eggs in one basket. So, and then some of the questions were about YouTube after becoming mother, how I manage all of this, and how I dealt with postpartum stress, and how am I able to keep time for this. So initially, as you guys would have known, I didn't come back to YouTube just like that, because it took me a while. I gave birth in May and I was posting videos in June, but not like full-fledged, and I couldn't do like my kind of videos and like those videos where I needed a lot of research and everything, because I didn't really have the time. And postpartum is a lot different from your pregnancy phase, because you're just taken aback by the amount of responsibilities that fall on your shoulder, and sometimes it's just yours alone being the mother. There are not a lot of things people can do to help you out in that way. I did have a little bit of postpartum blues, I want to say. I'm not sure of the symptoms, but I would like to say that I did have some of those symptoms, and the stress was real. It was a little too much, because I was exclusively breastfeeding my child. It was a little bit harder, so your work does take a pause. So all of that got to me eventually, and then doing little chores also is really hard with a baby around, because some babies are really clingy. They are more demanding. They just want you by their side all the time. My baby also is one of that person. She still is, but now she is a little bit bigger. She's around 14 months, so she is a little bit independent and she gets along with everyone else in the house. But otherwise it was just me all the time. As much as you love that your child is with you all the time, it's just a little harder when they get clingy to the mother, because we have work to finish. So it's a lot nicer when the child is able to get along with a lot of different people, and if you have people to help you around. So thankfully for me, it was there. I had a little bit of help both sides, like my in-laws as well as my mother. So it was not too much for me, but it was a very, very hard phase of my life, and I would never want to go back there. And as much as I wanted to be a mother and I wanted to have a lot of children, after having this one baby, I've decided to just stop with one, because of the tasks I had to do, how demanding it was, how it was getting stressful for me and my mental health and just my physical health. And I'm sure it is for mothers everywhere. And I know that some of you have to get back to work like postpartum, someone reliable to leave your baby aside, or some people have to quit jobs. I mean, as mothers, we sacrifice so much, and sometimes it's not even noticed, and sometimes it's not even like, credited for, and we don't get the credit. I mean, there's no credit given to parents who sacrifice a lot, and something that goes unnoticed as well. And one way I dealt with the stress is I was, a very like protective mother at the beginning. I didn't want to let go of my child. I was not like trusting anyone to give my child to. I don't know if it's a very like hormonal thing, motherly instinct, but then later I realized that it was just getting too much for me, and she needs a good strong mother. So I was willing to give her to someone. If you have help, utilize as much as you can, and especially if they're trustworthy people. So I used to give her to someone and just take a break. Most of the times in the evenings, I used to just go out for a walk, take a break, just do whatever I liked. Sometimes I used to just sit here in my studio, just look at lipsticks, look at makeup, swatch, do things that I love, be it even like an episode. Sometimes I wouldn't be able to get through an entire episode, but I tried. Sometimes it's really hard to even get through some things. Like even if you love like doing something and you want to take up an activity, it's harder when you have a little baby. The only time you get some time off is when they're napping. And around like the younger months, they nap pretty much throughout the day. At least my baby did. And it was breaks, but she used to nap quite a bit, play, and then again nap, play, and again nap. Putting them to sleep is a task, but when they're asleep, it's a little bit of a break. But now that she's 14 months old, her nap time is reduced to around like 1.5 hours during the day, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 3. But apart from that, she doesn't take a lot of naps, and then the next sleep is during the night. So that time she's playing and all of that. There are quite a few meals and everything. So it's a little bit more demanding as the child grows older. But I now have started to sort of work out a little bit, put my mind into something else apart from just work. Just even if it's half an hour for the day, I finish the workout most of the time successfully. Sometimes I just can't go because throughout the day I'm doing something or the other, and it just drains me out. So I try my best to do something that makes me happy, something that is also like physically that gives me that, happy hormones. So with this also, I had a lot of questions about my fitness and all of that. See, I was always a skinny person. So when I did get pregnant, I didn't put on a lot of weight. So once post the pregnancy and the amount of work and stress, I did lose a lot of that weight, but I couldn't get rid of the mommy pooch. The belly, it's not fat as such, it's just the skin. It's something that just has enlarged and it wouldn't go back just like that. So you have to put on some muscles, and I'm a skinny person, so I have to put on more muscles to get rid of that. So that is the point right now. I'm not a fit person yet. I'm on the journey of fitness. I have switched out my diet quite a bit. I did sort of like change my food habits, not indulge in too much of sweets, because that is my weakness. Okay, I like to eat cakes, I like to eat ice creams, and I like all of that. I like anything sweet, and I like to eat a lot of rice. So I had to switch out all of that, which is a big task sometimes even now. But yeah, dietary changes were made. And some of you wanted to know the kind of workouts I do. I'm not very sure, you guys. Like I sometimes just go there with the intention to just finish the task. I don't even care to ask what I'm doing. So I'm just like, okay, what is this? Upper body? Okay, like this. I have a trainer who would guide me, and then I just finish my task and I'm out of there, because I'm always thinking, what's she doing back home, and what is she eating, because I have to prep all of her meals throughout the day, and also before I leave I have to give something for her to eat, and all of that. It drains me out, and sometimes she just chooses not to eat. All those hand-cooked meals, all for nothing, because she just says, I don't want to eat this. What is this you've given me? So yeah. And a lot of you guys say you love to watch my videos, and a lot of you guys were talking about my jewelry. So this is one of the major questions that I got. Most of them are from H&M, Urbanic, Shein. So back in the day when Shein was available right here, and I just literally see anywhere I can see good jewelry, I scout for that and I pick it up. Not all of this is anti-tarnish jewelry. They actually tarnish quite a bit, quite fast. Like if you buy from H&M, I would highly recommend you not to, because the designs are tempting, the way it looks, it's tempting, but it just tarnishes really fast, okay? And because I have quite a lot of jewelry in my collection, that I'm able to switch it out, and that's the reason you can't see that it's worn out that easily, but they tarnish really fast. And I also have some jewelry pieces in my collection from back in the day, like 10 years 15 years ago, and because of the way I stored it and the way I use it, I still use it back now. So even 6 years old, 7 years old. And a lot of you guys ask me for links for all of this, and most of these places, they don't really have, like, their pieces get sold out, and I am not able to link most of it, and some of them are really old as well. And a lot of you wanted to see my jewelry collection. I'm not sure how helpful it will be because of the things that I mentioned, that some of them are really old, and some you can't really find, and I can't link it. It's just like once it's there and then it's gone. So and then a couple of DMs about how to start a YouTube channel, how do you get sponsorships, and how can we trust you when you're doing sponsorships, all of these questions. And this, I always see that people don't want to leave it in the comments as such, so they leave it in the DMs, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, how do you start a YouTube channel? I know these days a lot of people do start a YouTube channel with just their phone. iPhones are really good. So if you have an iPhone, of course, you don't really need a lot of equipment. So you probably need a good decent lighting equipment and something, and then an iPhone would work. But if you don't really have that, you can make do with whatever you have. Okay, see, it's always good to start off somewhere. It's not like you have to start till you become perfect at something. Perfection is one of the biggest path to losing out, I feel like, because you're always trying to perfect something that you would never even really start. So start somewhere, see how your channel is going, or how your Instagram page is going, and if you are just starting off right now, I would say Instagram is a better place to start off, maybe because the reach is better there, the engagement is better, and you get noticed quite fast, like if you follow the trends and all of that. Yeah, you can start off with whatever equipment you have at home, maybe use natural light and start off, and there are so many free editing apps you can use. I, however, did start off with proper, like pretty good equipments for that time, and for the way my channel was, I did invest a little bit in it, and I started off that way because I wanted it to look good and presentable, and financially I could at that time, so that's the reason I did it. And I got a proper editing software. I did everything the proper way, and I started off that way. And what I would like to say is that, it doesn't matter how you start off your channel or how you start off your page, it doesn't matter. But once you start to have a little bit of revenue from that, and you start to see a little bit of growth, and you start to treat it like your business, you need to invest a little bit in that business of yours that is going to fetch you income, or that is fetching you some income. What I feel like is, if you're just going to take off all of that, what benefit that business is giving you, just all of the revenue, and just utilize it only for your personal pleasure, your expenses and all of that, and not investing back and not putting back in your business, I feel like it wouldn't work out well for you in the long run. So that's also something I personally feel like. So once you see a little bit of income from the social media platform you started off with, then you can invest and improve on the quality of your videos. However, I still am a long format girl. I still resort to YouTube when I want to learn something, when I want to research, when I want to learn about a new product launch, anything. I watch long format videos because I feel like after watching like so much of short videos and like mindless scrolling, I just get exhausted sometimes, and I feel like it adds on to a little bit of negativity on me. So I just restrict the screen time that I have, and I try to watch something that I would learn or benefit out of. So yeah, and apart from that, why I make long format videos is because sometimes I have these topics which I am not satisfied until I include these products and I include these points. So maybe for some people it might be a little too much, some people it might be very useful. So I have had people tell me that they really like the long format videos so that they get all of the information in one video. Of course, it's not the same for everyone, I understand, but I do try to like switch it out. And also another thing is that if you are a content creator, longer videos I feel like gives you good watch time, and in that way the YouTube algorithm picks up that people are staying on your channel for a longer period of time, so there's a little bit more engagement, your videos are pushed a little bit more, and I feel like those videos actually fetch you more revenue as well. And ever since I started to do my keywords properly, the SEO properly, plan out my content this way, I feel like my AdSense revenue also has increased. improved significantly. Not something that I can run my entire month with, but it has improved significantly from the time I started off. I'll tell you guys, like it has been 6 years since I started my channel, and I think until like 3 years back, I didn't even get that $100, that threshold payment from YouTube, because I had no idea what I was doing. I was not planning out all of this. I was not, using the right tools, I feel like. So yeah, now coming to sponsorships, and if I am doing everything under the sun, and if I'm doing everything just to, earn that money, I do work on products and brands that I trust and I, know, and I see results with, and I have tried out for myself. There are so many sponsorships that I have declined and I have not worked on because the product didn't align with my thoughts, or the product didn't work out for me, or it gave me an allergic reaction. So I'm just literally testing out some products on myself, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And so I would be like, okay, fine, I'm not going to recommend this, because a lot of my subscribers really, really do trust me. And if I mention something, there are a lot of people who purchase it. So I don't want to be like that. Now, see, I would have really liked a product, and product recommendations are subjective. So if something doesn't work out for you, it doesn't mean that I am lying. It's just that it is subjective, and something that you have recommended, sometimes even I wouldn't have liked it. So that is subjective. But I just don't take up sponsorships of products that are very sketchy, very, that has adverse reactions, bad ingredients, bad brand reputation. I don't work with these kind of brands. I get comments like this that, you don't really have this kind of reach because of your attitude. You don't really have that many subscribers, you don't really have that much of views, you don't get these brands in PR and all of that. So firstly, I don't really show what I have, and I don't really show what I've achieved from YouTube and all of that. So you don't really know what is happening, how much I'm making, or how much I'm not making, or what brands are working with me. For this, my answer would be, how do you calculate success? Is it by the products you receive, or the income you receive, or like just being noticed? So, or just fame. So a lot of people count success in different ways. For some people, it's the fame. For some people, it's the money. For some people, it's different things. So for me personally, it is money. So I feel like I am doing fairly good because of the sponsorships and the brands I have worked with, and for the constant income that this has generated, which I am able to invest into my channel and the studio and all of that. If not for that, I wouldn't be able to do it. I can't take my other income and put it into this that is not fetching me money, right? So if it's not fetching me any income, I wouldn't be doing this in this long span of time. So that is to clear that, it's not something that's, I haven't achieved or whatever. But of late, I don't know if I'm manifesting it or what. Some brands that I did want to work with are also reaching out for me. So what you are looking for is also looking for you. I think that's what is happening right here, which I'm really happy about. But all of the brands I have worked with so far, I'm so grateful for. Some really good brands, some really good teams, some really good people. Okay, I've had some of the best relationships with some of these people, and I have, been working with them for over 2 to 3 years now. Such a bliss working with them. You can always be honest if a product didn't work out and be like, hey, see, I'm not going to be recommending these products because it didn't work out for me. I didn't like this, I didn't like that. So they are very understanding. We avoid that campaign. You can avoid the products completely and all of that. So if you are a new content creator getting that revenue, do not be so focused on that revenue you're going to make. First, get your reach, get your audience, and build a strong audience. And once you do have that, and when brands approach you, do not settle for barter, you guys. Eventually that would what you'd resort to, because brands will not be willing to pay you. Once you give them a taste of barter, I feel like you never get paid for what you're doing. So from the time I started my channel, I don't think I did many barter collabs. I did a few here and there, of course, because I needed the products. I needed that assurance for myself as well. But eventually I just did it only for the commercials. So if I like the product and you want to work with me, I have an audience, you want the reach, you need to pay. Even if it is a small sum, or you don't have to quote a large sum, you need to get paid. And how do you charge brands? A lot of agencies and brands will like try to kind of confuse you with, your cost per views is this much, if you have to give it per your CPM, your cost would be only this much because of the number of clicks. All of that is just a formula. It doesn't matter. If you're just going to pay only for the views, then what about the manpower, the effort that goes into creating that video, editing that video, and then giving it to the brand? So it's not just that they're paying you only for your audience and your views. They have to pay you for all of this, the entire production process. So when a lot of agencies don't have the budget, or the brands don't have the budget, they'd usually try to communicate to you that, you know, you don't really have that many views, so I would be only paying you this much. If I don't really have the views in the first place, you wouldn't be working with me. So that's not an excuse. I feel like this is how I put it. Like, see, respectfully, if you don't have the budget, you can always communicate that with me and we can work around that. But do not tell me I don't have the views for this kind of content or anything. If that is the case, then why are you even approaching me? So yeah, I don't believe in that CPM, CPV, whatever. I ask them for a sum that I feel is good for my channel and for the production and everything and the effort that goes into making a certain video. Sometimes you know, undercharge for a lot of work, so that's where you get ripped off. And in the beginning, it's really hard to figure it out. Maybe you can, like, you know, and it takes time, and it's actually a trial and error. What works for your channel might not work for someone else. And honestly, who are you to ask? How do you ask someone how much you make for a video? I don't find it to be polite. So I quote whatever I feel is reasonable and what is deemed reasonable. And now I have pretty good friends, you know, on the brand side and agency side, who let me know, hey, look, you're charging very less. You need to charge this much. We're willing to pay you this much. So that's a very good way and a very good approach for me right now. But earlier it was not like that. I used to sometimes undercharge, and I had to put in a lot of work. So that you actually eventually figure it out. It's not something that you know in the beginning itself, how much to charge, what to do and everything. So yeah. And another thing that I've noticed is that a lot of people do form like good relationships with their fellow YouTubers, content creators. You can do that. You can work out things and you can see how you can create content together, or you can like pitch in ideas and do that. It has not worked out for me because I like to create my own style of content and I like to do it by myself. But yeah, you can do that. But just be aware that a lot of people would come to you, step on you once they achieve what they want, and then leave. Because that's how the world is. Anywhere you go, it's not anywhere going to be different here. And some people, even who have brands and all of that, would approach you as long as you give that shout out, you mention, review the products and all of that, and suddenly out of nowhere, you're just ghosted. And that person would never even like get in touch with you henceforth. So that has also happened to me. That's not how your brand would even work. Like, if I mention it just once, would you get that much of reach? I have to constantly mention it time and again. But some of the products that these content creators have made have been so good that I can't stop using it, and I still like it, and I don't take back my words about those products, and I still use it in my videos. I still use it in my day-to-day life. But I would henceforth think twice to ever give a shout out to someone like that. And then some product recommendations, skincare products for eczema. I'm not very sure if I can recommend any product for eczema because I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not someone who's certified to even recommend anything because you know, everything is a trial and error. Sometimes with the product that seems to be working for you the best actually is not. So I'm not sure. So you have to test out some products. I feel like anything that's very excessively drying, like a body wash or anything, that doesn't work out for me. Anything that is too much, you know, filled with fragrance and in a body wash, again, triggers my eczema because my eczema is predominantly on my body. So that is something I've noticed. And also diet. I feel like diet plays a huge role in the way my eczema behaves, okay? So the days I'm eating a lot of junk, a lot of sugar and all of that, I feel like it's just a lot more aggravated. And another big eczema aggravator is stress. The more stressed you are, that day I just an itchy mess. So I'm not sure if I can recommend any product to you guys, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk to you guys about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. And also let me know if you want me to do any other different videos. If you have any videos in mind. I've planned to incorporate a lot more lifestyle videos as well and do like more like day in my life and all of that. I started off with shorts, so I am planning to do that on a like in the long format way as well. So let me know if that is something you're interested to watch, what other makeup related videos you'd like to watch. Everything in the comments down below, and let me know if you have any new products you've tried out that you want me to try out, because that is content for me. So let me know if you have any product recommendations for me in the comments down below. And while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.